Tennessee Congressman Tim Burchett, who also serves on the House Oversight Committee. Congressman, always a pleasure to see you. Do you share the pessimism of Senator Lankford? I mean, I was looking at the news this morning. Punchbowl News said their headline was "January is going to be terrible." Sounds like it's not going to get done before Christmas. Your thoughts?
Well, I noticed Chuck Schumer said that both sides are going to have to compromise. I would submit to him that the American public is tired of the compromise. 8 million people, the size of Tennessee, actually, have come over this border in the last 3 years. Over 100,000 children are there. You see, and they're being welcomed in. And the sad truth is that they're not telling you is that they'll get to this country and they'll be treated better than our dadgum veterans do. And they'll kick veterans out of homes, out of housing, so the illegals can come in and stay for free and then be paid and be given a supplement, be given health care. This is ridiculous. We've got to demagnetize this country. We've got to ignite the capitalism that we have, that the left tries to destroy with their Marxist policies, because they hate this country. They hate everything about it. And if we could ignite the capitalism, those folks would stay down there. They'd earn $5,000 a year. The vast majority of them will stay in their own countries. This is crazy. And you don't see a lot of children, and you see very few women. These are military-age men, and there is something going on, and we better be very careful about it.
Congressman, it sounds like you've been listening to voters. You've been listening to the people that are frustrated with this. You know, President Trump took a lot of grief from the legacy media over the weekend for his comments about this illegal immigration. He said poisoning the blood of this country. But I think, a lot of people feel that way. They're concerned with what's happening. Now, let me ask you also what's been going on Capitol Hill, because we've seen some moral decline in this country, and especially in this town. And I'm referring to the sex tape scandal, which has really become the talk of Capitol Hill in Washington lately. Reporters caught up with the Maryland Senator Ben Cardin last night. He employed the staffer who was allegedly responsible for the tape, and here's what the senator had to say. Listen.
My knowledge of this was over the weekend. When I learned about it, made sure that he was separated, so he left the Senate employment, and that the appropriate steps were taken from the point of view of our office. I would not be the right person. I'm just not going to get into personnel issues.
Well, and last night, this report from Town Hall came that claims that Cardin had full knowledge of the staffer's very risque social media activity, but apparently turned a blind eye towards it. Your reaction, Congressman?
Oh, this will be brushed under the rug, just like the cocaine in the White House, the cross-dressing transgender member who had nuclear secrets, or not member, but a member of the president's staff. All these things get brushed under because the legacy media has so much invested in the far-left Marxist propaganda machine that they will destroy this country, and they will continue to do that. If Americans just don't get off their butts on Election Day, you're going to sit there and you'll be watching The View instead of getting off your tails and get to the polls. And, when 20 million so-called evangelical Christians decide to stay home on Election Day because of a mean tweet, that affects everything. That affects our school board. You wonder why a mother going to a school board meeting and complaining about their child being taught basically pornography in the classroom, and then they're labeled by our own FBI as domestic terrorists. That's how far down the rabbit hole we've gone. I wish people would quit calling Washington, D.C. the swamp, ma'am. It is an open sewer, and we better start treating it that way.
Yeah, indeed, Congressman, and grateful to have people like you leading the charge in turning this country around. Get out and vote, as you said. Congressman Tim Burchett, always a pleasure. Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Ma'am, I hope you have a very politically incorrect Merry Christmas. Thank you.